Hi everyone, I'm Selma Jacinto Domingos, your host. I'm an author, a speaker, leadership educator, and a life changer coach. Welcome to Selma Success TV to empower you to change your life for the better. Today, we will talk about how to rescue yourself from a negative environment and change your life. And today, we have a really special guest, Sun Mentor. So, he will introduce himself in just a moment. I want just to tell you that I'm very impressed with Sam's story because he's very young, and at his age, he was really able to rescue himself from a negative environment. And today, he will share his story. So we are really hoping that we can make your life better. We can help you empower yourself, and wherever situation you are, you will be able to change your life for the better. Sam, please, would you like to introduce yourself, tell who you are, what you do now?
Yeah, I'm Sam Minter. I'm 20 years old, born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky. I attend JCTC, and I'm trying to be a real estate investor and trying to grow myself and my business and branch out, meet new people, and really change who I was. So,
Thank you so much, Sam. Really, I'm just impressed with you because, we hear a lot people saying like, I'm too young, I don't have, the right mindset, and I just live in this environment, my family, my friends, they are all I know. And for me, it's just very hard, to really decide to rescue myself and just change my life. So I'm really I want people to understand, like where you were before. So like how was your life before you changed, you rescued yourself?
well, I didn't do that good in high school. I graduated with a 2.7 GPA and I got a 20 on the ACT. So I didn't really apply myself that much in high school. I was surrounded with the wrong crowd of people, and I had people who I thought were my friends, but really weren't. They never pointed me in the right direction. They were never supportive, and I found that out on my own. And I was surrounding myself with really bad relationships. I went through probably three relationships throughout high school, and they weren't really good. So that whole situation, I had a lot of friends and relationships betray me, and I had to learn that through experience. Even though I had a lot of people around me who cared about me, who told me like this isn't good for you, these people aren't good for you, you need to get away from them. I didn't listen, and I found out the hard way.
Wow, wow. I'm just, sorry because it's really hard when we have friends and we think that they are, our friends, and they want the best for us, and just, sometimes really doesn't appear, and that's why they have like different intention, and special if you are like a person that you see that you can do more, you can be more as a person, but just your environment really doesn't help you, Sam, can you give us like an example of what's kind of friend you had, like what kind of influence they had on you, if it was mental, if it was like with I don't know, just tell me, just so the people that are listening to us, they really can relate, to your experience and trying to figure out how they can really change their lives.
Well, a lot of the friends that I had were very ego driven and narcissistic. They all cared about uh, social media fame and the validation of other people.
Mhm.
So when it came to me not being around and my name being brought up, they would slander my name. And I
Oh,
would find out later on that they would say these awful things about me. And I thought these were my friends, but really
wow.
it was just for the validation of others. So that was really one thing that made me realize that these people really aren't my friends is when I would see the text messages of with them with other people, what they would say about me, what I would hear about myself behind my back. And when I took a step away from them
Mhm.
is when I really found out like they really start saying bad things about me is when I took that step away.
Wow. So when really do you realize that you have to make the choice to break this cycle and just decide I need to move on. I need to rescue myself from this environment. When was like the aha that you says, okay, now is the time. This is not working for me.
Well, I graduated high school in 2022, and in the fall of 2022, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I saw
Mhm.
all these people I went to high school with on social media. They went off to college, they went to U of L, they went to WKU, EKU, they went to other states to go to college. And I was still at home and I had no ambition, no idea what I was going to do. I had a group of friends and we all threw parties, house parties, local parties, just anything we could do. And we thought like that was it. That's what we're going to do. Um, I was staying with my ex-girlfriend at her mom's house and we would stay inside all day, watch movies,
Wow.
DoorDash food, waste money. I'd been working third shift at UPS since I was in high school. I did the school to work program. So I did take a couple of classes for JCTC while I was in high school. And after I graduated, I was just still working there. And every day became repetitive. And then I was still around these egotistical, narcissistic people. And after every day repeating itself, it finally came to me. I was like, I need to change this or nothing's gonna change. So got off social media. That was the first thing. I'm on Facebook. I use that to network with people.
Yeah.
But got off social media. I have ADHD, so it gets really hard for me to concentrate.
Mm.
So one thing that I had to do was I had to give myself no other option but to improve. So with that, it was getting off of social media, getting off of TikTok, getting off of Instagram, getting off of Snapchat, all these things that were a distraction, get away from them. I broke up with my ex-girlfriend. It really didn't work between us. I had found out that she was still talking to her ex-boyfriend while we were together,
Wow.
and that was my final straw with her. I had to let that go. Uh, Friends, it was our group chat.
Wow.
We had a lot of new people coming in and out of the friend group,
Mhm.
and a lot of them did not like me for no reason. And I tried to, grit my teeth and try to do that for my one best friend because he brought these people into the group.
Mhm.
And when they would say things about me to him or go behind my back, he never had my back with that. And that's when I finally realized that my best friend, who was like a brother to me, who knew him all through high school, he really wasn't my best friend. He really, if he couldn't stand up for me when I'm not there or stand up for me when I ask him to, then that really shows everything. So I left our group chat randomly one day. There was no sign. I just left and stopped talking to them. Now I still do talk to them from time to time, but it's not as much anymore. Um, and I told one of my friends when he asked why I left the group chat and why I left the group, I said, I told him, I was honest with them. I said, it's egotistical. Everyone in there is narcissistic. They care about themselves, and nobody really, I never felt like anyone truly cared about me. So I said, I want to see y'all eat, just not at my table. And that was it. I left. And I had to be honest with them. And I had to be honest with myself. And it took years for me to be able to be honest with myself. So
Sam, I will tell you, it takes a lot of courage, for you as a young person, be able to realize that your environment is just not working for you. It's not helping you to become the person that you want to be. And you mentioned like about honesty. Honesty is just so important. And many of us, we just forgot that the first person you need to be really honest is just yourself, you know, and be honest with yourself and be honest with the person that is around you, and just tell them, hey, this is not working. This doesn't work for me. I'm not going anywhere. I have I have dreams and goals that I want to fulfill, and just I'm just so impressed with your story, Sam, because you really had this, I would say, self-talk with yourself and just realize that that environment is not good. There is this saying that say, you are the 5% that you hang out with every day. Let's
Mhm.
say that you have like five-minded friends, they all have dreams and goals. If you are the only one that doesn't have any dreams and goals, you will end up having dreams and goals because of the minded people that you're surrounded with. But if those 5%, they drink every day, they are toxic, they gossip and they don't care about anything. They stay home every day. Even if you are this driven person, at the end of the day, you will just really end up like them, doing the same thing. And I truly believe that I understand it's very hard for so many people to really realize, how they can rescue themselves from their environment, because their environment is the everything they already know. They don't know other other kind of environment. So what is your like suggestion how people can really observe their environment and then realize that okay, this is not working? What is like the first step that you need to do in order for you to be able to say, okay, what is the first sign? How can I rescue myself from this environment? Like the first time that will wake up a person that is in a negative environment. What is like the first time that, what do you say about this?
Well, for me, it was the people around me. That was the first step because, like you said, if you are the product of the five people you hang out with most. So once I got those people out of my life, it became like I didn't go out on the weekends anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I I used to spend a lot of my time once I graduated high school. One of my friends was a student at U of L, so we'd spend a lot of our time just on campus at his dorm room, just sitting in the dorm room, walking around campus, and we did nothing. We achieved nothing. And so, yeah, the first thing I did was just remove those people, and then I had so much more free time.
Mm-hmm.
With that free time, I found a love for reading. I used to not want to read. I didn't like reading, but I joined CREA, the Kentuckiana Real Estate Investors Association, in
It's
September
amazing.
of 2022. And that's where I wanted to do wholesaling at first to really get into real estate, but I
Mm-hmm.
found a lot of people telling me that, don't start with real estate, don't start with wholesaling, try creative finance, try these other methods, try fix and flipping. And they all put me onto a lot of great books. And the
Wow.
first book I read, and I started reading it while I was still friends with them, and that was The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. And
I love this book. I really do.
what I came to realize was that a lot of the laws in the book described the people I was around. It was like Robert Greene was saying to me, these are the people you're surrounding yourself with, and you need to get away from them. So, like once I started reading through the book, and it really opened my eyes to the signs of how these people act and how they treat me, and everything that they're doing. So that's what really made me leave. Was I really analyzed that book. I went through it. I read it twice. I went through the first time, read it all the way through, went through a second time and underlined and took notes. And now my collection, I have about 60 books now, 60
Wow.
something books. I try to read 50 to 100 pages a day, sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on the time that I have. But I started reading books like Atomic Habits. I have probably all of the bigger pockets books now to
Yeah.
really get into real estate. Um, but yeah, and then I found Stoicism, and it's the Greek philosophy founded by Marcus Aurelius.
Wow.
And that was Stoicism really helped me to keep my mind calm and only worry about the things that I have control over. And one thing that it really talks about is you have no control over other people. You only have control over yourself. So I realized that all these people in my life, my exes, my old friends, people I used to surround myself with, I have no control over them, and I only have control over myself. And I can't fix them. I can't change them. I can't make them love me. I can't make them respect me.
Yeah.
I can't make them, not be as narcissistic and egotistical. I can only worry about myself. So that's why I decided to let them go and find better people and to really just focus on making myself better.
Well, that's very impressive. And I will just talk with a friend, yesterday. I love also to help people, and we were talking, and then we just realized that really some people they don't want to be helped. And if you try to help or rescue someone that doesn't want it to for you to help them, it's just hard on you. You really have to realize that you don't have control. Um, to other people. You have control only for yourself. You just can control what you can do and what you can't do, and control other people's emotion and action. It just I would say in realistic or some kind of like impossible because it's their lives. It's their mind, it's what they do, and just very hard also on you. And some you mentioned that you started reading when you were still in this group. Um, I know a lot of people there also maybe they will be asking. So while you are in this negative environment with those negative toxic people, what's made you realize that you need to read and not just read in kind of book, read like growth books that will make you a better person. What's made you realize that okay, I need to read? It's like what's was the emotion, the click, the intuition. I just want also other people because maybe they are in the same situation in this environment, but reading, if they don't like to read, reading will be the last thing they will think. It's like, what's made you realize that you need to read those kind of books, like growth books?
Well, people who are on TikTok and Instagram probably scroll through and see the 48 Laws of Power. I know I've
Mhm.
seen it a lot. And, scrolling through Instagram, seeing that book all the time, well, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to see what it's all about. And I
Mhm.
did. And then it just became like so intriguing. Every single law was just so intriguing to read, and I just didn't want to stop. So as soon as I got the book, it was just like one page after another. And then it became so addicting to just sit there and figure out what the next law is going to be,
So
what the
it
next,
was really curiosity, like you saw, and then it's like, okay, I need to read this.
well, when I would read a law, it felt like I was just getting like a flashback in my head of a time where someone used that law against me, a
Mm-hmm.
friend, an enemy, anyone, anyone in my circle would use that law against me. I would just get that flashback, and I was just, and that's what really made me open my eyes. When I was in high school, like I said, I surrounded myself with the wrong people, people
Mm-hmm.
who did drugs, alcohol, things like that. And I lost a good friend of mine
Oh,
back in 2022, right after we graduated,
I'm
and
very sorry.
that kind of hit me hard. That kind of made me realize like life is short, and we got to do right today. We got to change today. So when I had that epiphany, it kind of made me realize like all these people I see on Instagram, all these influencers,
Yeah.
people who are wealthy, people in real estate, I would see, ads for Pace Morby and his courses talking about real estate. And I'm like, if I want to change, I need to do it today. I
Yeah.
can't, there's no build up. I can't beat around the bush anymore. I can't keep saying these people are my friends. I can't keep saying that I'm working hard every day when I'm not. I can't keep doing that. So one day it just like that, it clicked. I was like, I need to do this now. So I gave myself no other option but to focus. And that was getting off of social media and picking up books. It's like I told one of my friends on another podcast that I did not too long ago, I said I gave myself the option to work on myself,
Yes.
sleep, or stare at the ceiling. You can only sleep for so long.
Yeah.
So so it's like it's either I stare at the ceiling or I get to work. But I have nothing else to do. My phone has nothing but informational stuff on it. It has no fun and games. There's nothing like that. It's all work.
It's
So
all focus. Yes.
when I gave myself that option, then it's like every day I wake up and then I started building that routine. And it's all about consistency and building a routine. And that's what really helped me. Writing down notes, planning out every single day, a plan and really taking care of myself too. I was in the hospital twice back in 2021 and
Oh,
then
wow.
another time over this past summer because I had really low blood sugar, really dehydrated. So taking care of myself. I think a lot of people my age specifically don't have the energy to get up and do things. I think it has to do with how they treat their mental health, which is always being on TikTok and
Mhm.
social media and seeing all these other people and wanting to impress these other people. So that's why I say, like, get off social media, like be with yourself for a little bit, read
Yeah.
books to gain real information. I believe when people get on TikTok and they see information about politics or about this and about that, it wires their brain to believe that that's true. And I tell people, like, don't believe everything you see on TikTok. It's people, it's like a game of telephone. You have one person make a TikTok about this and then another person makes the same TikTok about it, and it's just a chain of lies and fake information, and people come to believe that and then not taking care of their bodies. I wasn't taking care of my body and I paid for that by ended up in the hospital. I'm drinking water every single day. I'm eating right now. And I believe, like, really taking care of myself gave myself more energy, and it really, you can take care of your body, take care of your brain. So that's what really helped me out a lot.
I agree with you, Sam. My grandmother, she used to say like in Portuguese, and then I will translate. Um, Se a tua cabeça não regula, o teu corpo é que paga, which is mean that she was saying that if your brain, if your head doesn't work well, your body will pay for the consequence. If you don't think straight, if you don't take responsibility, your body will pay for the consequence. You know what you mentioned is like people doesn't think that the environment and the decision they make will affect their body the way how they live, but affects the way you live. If you don't take care of yourself, you end up in a hospital, you end up sick, and people really needs to realize how important it is to make a decision for yourself. You don't need permission from another person to make a decision for yourself. A lot of people, they just wait for the permission for someone to say, hey, you can do this, you cannot do this, now you can go. They are like always waiting for this validation, when they are the first person that they need to give permission and validation for themselves. And you also say something very important. If you want to make a change, you need to make the change today, not yesterday and not tomorrow, but today. Today is the day for you to make change, because today is really the day that will make a difference from your life tomorrow. If you make the right decision today, that's will influence your future. And I have three beautiful kids, and I talk with them a lot, about their friends, their environments, and I always want to know what kind of friends they have, so I will know what kind also of conversation they are having with your friend. Because when we observe other people, you have the opportunity also to realize, okay, is this person a good influence? It is not. It is not. And do you really make the right decision? I know may also other people, maybe they are asking, okay, how son Sam is very like very young, and now he's in real estate. So what was your inspiration and motivation to decide to go into real estate? and you are just 20 years old and you are already in real estate and you have all this knowledge. And I truly believe you are inspiration and you'll be inspiration for so many other young people. If someone is trying to figure out what they have to do in their life, make change from the environment, and also trying to find, like a profession, what's motivate you to go into real estate?
Well, when I was 18, I first started really finding out about wholesaling.
Mm-hmm.
And a family friend of mine is a realtor. And when she found out that I had an interest in wholesaling, she told me to join Korea and she introduced me to all these different people. So, but when I was 18, the first thing was seeing dollar signs. You think real estate, you think money. So
Yeah.
that's what it was for me. But now that it's 2 years later, I don't see it that way. I see it as building a life where I can be financially free and
Mm-hmm.
stress free and build a future for myself. So when I went to my first Korea meeting, I went by myself. I didn't know who to talk to. I had a couple people come up to me and talk to me, but something clicked in my brain where it was like I need to put myself out there.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be rude, but it wasn't. I would just walk up to groups of people in a conversation and I would stand there, wait for someone to get done talking, and then I would introduce myself and explain my story and what I'm doing here and what I'm trying to do. So real estate really helped me figure out a plan for my life.
Yeah.
I want to be financially free in the future. I want to be able to put my time towards other things too. I want to be able to quit my 9 to 5 and then focus on putting myself in better positions. I want to build a business in technology and logistics. I
Mhm.
don't know exactly what yet, but as soon as I have that free time, I want to be able to start building that. So I don't want to just, get a bunch of rentals to where I'm making 100K a year and then retire and then go sit in a house all day. And I want to be able to keep working until I can no longer work anymore. I want to keep building and
Yeah.
keep thinking of new ideas and keep planning stuff out and keep it going. So that's what really got me going. But I would say like anyone who's trying to do it, and I tell everyone who's around my age because I have a lot of people around my ages that I work with at
Mhm.
UPS, and they say I have people I know who want to get into music, people I know who want to get into starting a business, and I tell them network. That's the best thing you can do. It's like
Yeah.
go find people who are either doing what you want to do or trying to do what you want to do, whether it be in real estate, whether it be in music, whether it be in anything. If you want to go be a doctor, I tell them go downtown, go into a doctor's office, find a doctor who's on his lunch break, and ask him questions. Ask him what he did. If
Yes,
you,
that's
my
true.
friend wanted to get into music, and I told him, I said, go downtown, go to a music studio, ask them questions, see if you could sit in there, see if you can work for free for them, so you can learn knowledge. And that's what it was for me. It was going to real estate meetups and getting on Eventbrite and meetup.com and going to these events and joining Korea and going to their monthly meetings. I'm actually going to go to their monthly meeting today. That's at 5:30, and
Wow.
just going there and talking to people because you never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah.
And a lot I found out when I first joined is that a lot of people really respected the fact that I was so young and so eager, and they loved my story and they wanted to help me out as much as they can. So I got a lot of phone numbers. If I had any questions, I could text these people, call these people, and ask any questions I had. And that really helped out a lot. So that's the advice I give to anyone my age who whatever you want to do, network. Just
Network.
network, network, network.
I agree with you, Sam. Network is very important. I moved to US 8 years ago and I had no English background. I speak like 4.5 language, so my brain was in different language too. So, and the first thing really I did, even though I had no English background, I start networking and I really start networking like an American environment because if you want to learn the language and the culture, you need to network with the people, with the local people, so you can really start to get to know the culture, the people, start to learning all the accents, and just start to learning the language. When people ask me, hey, Selma, how did you do to learn English, and I'm like, I network and I did a lot of volunteer work. Volunteer work also really helped me. And I realized that men, like immigrants, when they come here, to the US, they just stay in their own environment speaking, their language. And I understand maybe because they have afraid, to get out of their comfort zone. They don't know the culture. But I will say the same. Say if you want, to learn, if you want to change your life, if you want to be better at the goals that you have, you really need to go and network with people. You really need to get out of your comfort zone and just going and to learn. That's the better way for you to start, and also making a lot of research and going to all the places that really will help you, make a better decision about the change that you want to make in your life. Sam, I'm just, I love your story. Yeah, I really do. I really do, because you are young and you are really trying, to work on yourself and on your dreams and goals. And I truly believe that you'll be inspiration for so many other young people, when I was 20, I wish I had all this vision, of my life, because I know when you're like young, it's for some other people, it's very hard just for you to have a very clear vision about what you want to do in your life. So I know a lot of people is there, and you are also very impressed with the Sam story. So I am too. I will leave all the information about Sam on my here on my channel, and you can, if you want to, connect with him, you'll be able to connect. And now, Sam, for us to close, what's your like last message for someone that is out there trying to figure out life, like in a 3 or 4 words, what would be like your message for them?
Uh, Never give up, even when it gets hard. Just never give up. Keep it going. Even on the down days, on the up days, keep it going.
I could agree more with you, Sam. Keep going, never give up. You will change your life. And really, don't forget to take the time for yourself and just reflect in your life, think about your life, think the things you want to do, you want to change. There is always a hope. Empower yourself for you to change your life for the better. Sam, thank you so much, for being here with me today. And thank you so much for you to have the time to invest in yourself. Please stay connected with us, subscribe and share. If you want more information, go to my website, selmajacintodominguez.com, and to connect with Sam, our guest. So you will find all his contact information below. And I will see you next time. Please take care of yourself and see you soon.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Sam.